All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking into the Dawood's 2 podcast. I got another great guest with me. I've really come to love and just know this guy over the past few years, just among this great crew that I have here up in Indiana. I want to introduce you guys to the big man himself, the basketball player, and just the Jesus Christ lover and man that he is, Isaiah Morrow. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I wanted to get in. I was kind of talking with Jake and all the other boys about the way their lives went, specifically with school and after school, and just what their passions and jobs are right now. Can you just explain kind of what you did with high school and leading into college afterwards, how all of that went for you?
Yeah, so I was public schooled K through 6th.
Okay.
And, I didn't love it, but it wasn't terrible. I always would, try to focus on school and be a good student. But then once I got out of junior high, 7th through 12th, I was homeschooled because all my friends were homeschooled.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah, I might as well try it out. My mom asked me, like, hey, do you want to be at home or do you want to be in public school? And so I just chose to be homeschooled. And then probably like junior, senior year, I didn't really know like entirely what I wanted to do. I loved like lifting weights and stuff and thought about like personal training. But I wasn't sure like if there'd be like a good career in that. So I was kind of looking into that. I didn't really even know if I wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just decided to go because when you don't really have a good plan, it's probably, best to at least go to school, try to get a degree, And so I ended up going to IUP starting out in exercise science.
Okay.
And then I did that for 2 years. And so I did a lot of gen eds.
Yeah.
But I also did a few classes here and there that were exercise science based. And then COVID hit. And so then we were online, and that wasn't too bad. But then I was thinking, like, I don't know if, like, right now would be the best time to go for, like, a personal training certificate or degree or just, like, pursue that. Because at the time, we didn't really know what was going on with COVID. We didn't know if people were even going to want to go to a public gym.
Yeah.
And so I kind of rethought like my career path and just decided like I should probably like do something in business.
Yeah.
And so it was funny because I was working at the YMCA, just like a desk job during school. And I was actually praying to the Lord that he would give me just like a new and better job that I would enjoy more. And literally about 2 weeks after I prayed that, Will Rush reached out to me and he was like, hey bro, he's like, are you looking for a job? Like, I've got some work if you want. And I'm like, yeah, actually I am kind of. So yeah, and he said, yeah, try it out. Just like come over to my house, see like what I do. And, if you like it, then, I could hire you on and we could go from there. And so I went to his house and I kind of did like a few hour sessions with him.
Yeah.
And eventually I did start to like get the hang of it and I liked it. And Will is like a very strong Christian.
Yeah.
And so I liked being around him a lot. And so I've been with Will now for like 2.5 years about at Rush Logistics.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I ended up going for like supply chain management and logistics degree at IUP because Will had hired me on. And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could go for supply chain management since that's similar to what I'm doing with Will. And so, yeah, I graduated in December of 2022. And, yeah, just been with Will for 2.5 years, and it's pretty good. So,
Yeah, I do enjoy seeing that approach. I mean, all the approaches are good. Like whether you go to a trade, whether you go straight into the workforce or to college, sometimes taking action is just, you need to go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Even if sometimes you don't have a plan. Some people take gap years and that's their plan. Some people it's like for you, like it worked out. God had a plan and you're like, all right, I'm going to go to college and he'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And so now where you're at, he's taking care of it, obviously.
Yeah, and honestly, too, and not that I did it perfectly at all, but, like, during that whole time of uncertainty, I really did try to just seek the Lord and like keep him number one in every area of my life.
Yeah.
Knowing that if I focus on the Lord, like he's going to guide me through life, and he's going to know that, or, you know, he knows everything, but he's going to know that my heart is for him, and he's going to bless me, and he's going to take care of me, take care of my needs and everything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And during your time at college, what were you at home? Did you stay at home? Or
Yeah, I did live at home. Honestly, I didn't have too many good friends at IUP. Not that, I mean, I just didn't talk to many people.
Yeah.
At least closely. I mean, I would see people at the gym and, you know, hey, bro, what's up? You know, stuff like that. But it was never like I was constantly hanging out with people. Because, I mean, I have such a good church group of friends that I'm seeing like almost every night pretty much. So, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Prime.
Yeah.
You brought the Prime for me. Yeah. And these are some morning.
You actually, I think you got me into them, really.
I feel like I got most of the people into them.
Yeah, like I was at the gym the one day, and the first time I had one was a guy at the gym. But then after I had one, and then I saw you started liking them, like, I gotta keep trying these.
Yeah.
So at the gym, it was a late night, and I was doing like, I forgot, I think I was doing legs, and I was dead. I was gassed, real sweaty, and I'm like, I gotta get something to drink. Like, I didn't want to just keep drinking water, and I'm like, what do they have in the vending machine? And so I walk over, and this one guy's like, oh, bro, he's like, have you ever tried these Primes? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And he's like, that ice pop one. He's like, you got to grab that ice pop and get it. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Why not? And so I was really thirsty anyway. I'm like, let's do it. And so I drank it, and I actually didn't love the ice pop one. But then I saw that you liked a bunch of them, and I'm like, I'll just try some more flavors.
Yeah.
And the tropical punch and the blue raspberry are my personal favorites. But anyway.
Yeah, the ice pop's very strong. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's got a, like, I don't even know as a kid if I like those rocket lollipop or popsicles.
Yeah,
anyway. Like,
I know what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah.
they taste like those things, and that was never really my thing anyway.
Yeah.
But for sure, lemon lime. I've always liked lemon lime flavored anything.
Yeah.
So that hits the spot.
There you go.
Of the energy drinks, the blue raspberry energy version, so good. I love the carbonated.
I didn't see it in the store, but I did see like a strawberry watermelon energy one.
Yeah.
And I did try, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I've had the strawberry watermelon and the blue energy ones, and they're pretty good.
Nice.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, the first time I ever had the energy one, I bought it, or I think my mom bought it for me, 'cause you have to be 18 to buy them. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Okay,
there's so
I
much
didn't know that.
caffeine. It's
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
200 milligrams.
Yeah.
And so most energy drinks, I think you have to be 18 to buy them.
Okay.
But I'm not exactly sure about that. But
Yeah.
I chugged it.
Are you serious?
Dude, it's like 200 milligrams.
No.
And like, it's not like for the workout stuff, like pre-workout,
Yeah.
it has staged caffeine
Yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
you get hit, and you go through. It's straight 200.
Oh, no.
Dog, that was so bad.
Wait, what time was it?
it was
Late night or-
midday, but
Oh,
we were
midday,
going
okay.
to vacation, so we had 4 hours of car
Okay.
ride left.
Well, that's acceptable then.
Yeah, but it's like 200 milligrams straight into me, and I had 4 hours in the car.
And what, you're
I'm
just sitting there for 4
hours.
hours shaking.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy them. I always enjoy just brands in general. Like, I'm a brand oriented
Yeah.
person, so I think I'm gonna have Jake do a Washworks like sponsorship bit on his
Nice.
pod. So
There you go.
Do the first paid
Yeah.
sponsorship
Nice.
spot. So, but that'll be fun.
Washworks. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the college really worked out for you, and now you're working for Will, and you're also doing some ministry work along with just like with your workouts and with Mo. Like, you guys do that together at the gym.
Unique Breeds, our workout channel that we still do. We've been posting a lot of shorts because, the longer videos, like, you can hit it big sometimes, but it's hard to get a lot of views on those, especially when you're starting out. And so we did we started posting shorts maybe like a year ago, roughly. And once we started doing that, we would actually get like into the thousands of views, which, I mean, for us is a lot.
Yeah.
And so now today, I think we're sitting at like 505 subscribers, and I think we've got like 350,000 total views. So we actually like we made some progress.
You guys are hitting
So,
it, yeah. Because YouTube opened up a new level of monetization.
Oh, okay.
For the ads, not specifically for the ads that you see before the video, but like those little super chats that people can pay for.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like you only have to have 500 and a lot less views because they're trying to stage it now.
I'll have to look into that because I honestly didn't even know that. But
yeah, you have to have, I think, 350,000 views. You should be able to hit it.
yeah.
But then there's still the normal 1,000 subs, and however many views. For like the actual AdSense.
Yeah, in like the watch time, I think.
Yeah, the watch time.
You gotta have.
You have to have a certain amount in a certain period of time, like the
Yeah.
last 90 days or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been starting vlogs because a big thing with my school is its tagline is 1,000 days. You're with us for 1,000 days, pretty much. That's how it equates with all the semesters.
Sure.
And I want to document it all, really. Because Jake came up with this point, and I didn't even think about it. It's like, with these podcasts, our kids will be able to see these.
Yeah.
It's like when they're growing up and watching videos, and they'll be like, man, they did podcasts, that old technology back in the day. And I was like, they'll be like, man, Dad was so skinny back then. Just being able to look back at my life of the videos and all the documentation of it, I think will be really interesting.
Yeah. That's part of the reason too that I like YouTube is like I can look back at videos of me lifting when I was like 19, and see like the progress I've made, and and even on my other like smaller YouTube channel, Transcendent Ministries, like I've got a bunch of conversations of evangelism on there, and so like in 5 years from now, I could still watch a conversation that I had with a guy or girl at IUP about the Lord. Like that's just it's pretty cool to think that. So
yeah, and it's helpful. Like you can look back on it and learn from it as well. It's not just like the documentation and the nice part of it. It's like you can look back and
see
learn
what you can improve on in the video
and see your progress. It's like these podcasts are not going to be as good. They'll be as meaningful, but they aren't going to be as quote unquote good, or my skills won't be as good if I keep doing 100 of them.
Sure.
So it's just nice to see that progression. But yeah, with my vlogs, the shorts usually do pretty well for me.
Yeah.
I have a couple in the thousands. And it's interesting with YouTube. It's like you'll post it, and then maybe a month later, all of a sudden, stuff will go off. It's not like Instagram. It's like if you don't get it in 24 hours, it's done. That's what it is. I had a vlog about the farm. And normally my vlogs get anywhere from 30 to 90 views. Yeah. And that one hit 500. Yeah. So it's really interesting to see that and what people are interested in. Sure. Because I knew when I hit the title, I wrote it up, I was like, it's a nice title. Yeah. It was like second cuttings late, is farming dead? Because everybody talks about, these family farms are going down. It's like, so yeah, it worked out.
You got to catch their eye. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because sometimes, I would say most of the time our videos will get like about 1,000 views, but every once in a while it's like 2 views and then it's like 2,000 views. And I'm like, what was the difference in this one? Like, but anyway, it's just, that's funny how YouTube does it.
Looking back and seeing what's the difference between the videos, the title, the thumbnail, and then just learning from that.
I think the thumbnail definitely is probably the biggest thing. Yeah. Like you got to get that good picture on the front there for people to catch their eye,
Yeah, and make them interested because you don't get a view until you get the click. Yeah. And so the click is a big part of it. Yep. And then the viewer duration of like how much of the actual video do they watch is really big as well. So. But yeah, let's talk more about Transcendent Ministries. This is like your ministry in and around Indiana, and then you and Aaron McCalvey have been going to other cities, like around.
Yeah. So basically, we've been going out evangelizing. Well, basically, if they don't know what it is, evangelism is going out and telling people just about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And Aaron had asked me to go with him probably almost 2 years ago, like to the day actually, probably either August or September of like 2021. And so every Saturday, actually after I leave here, I'm going with him. Every Saturday we go to IUP or Philly Street, like try to do it locally a lot every Saturday. And then we've been doing this other thing recently where like once a month or so, we'll pick a bigger city, and maybe it's in a different state or maybe it's in PA, just a place we don't normally go, and we'll go and evangelize there. Try to make it like kind of like an all day thing, really. We'll get food and evangelize, fellowship, and so we've been doing that for like 2 years, and I even try to like jot down some people's names in my phone if I remember them, like, oh, they for sure got saved and stuff like that. So, it's been
awesome.
great.
Yeah, and so I know you just showed me a little while ago that you and Abe, who we had on earlier, have been working on some stuff specifically with handouts and QR codes and all that. So how has that process been? How did that get started?
It's been great. So our Bible study thing that we started back in like December, Abe and I have grown really close, and I've always liked him, but we've just grown super close within the last like year or so. And he was saying that, or I was telling him that we should make a PowerPoint or like a big project with a lot of info on the deity of Christ. And so, a lot of people that are in the world, or even a lot of people that profess to be Christians, will not necessarily understand or agree that with the deity of Jesus, meaning like Jesus is God.
Yeah.
And so like, everyone will, like, not everyone, but a lot of people will acknowledge like there's one God, but then it kind of gets confusing because according to the Bible, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are all God, all called God. But there's only one God. So that's where we get the Trinity being three persons being one God, one type of being. And so Jesus's deity is pretty attacked nowadays. Like, you've got the Jehovah's Witnesses who say that he was like a created being by the Father. And then like Mormons they say that kind of like we're all gods. And so basically the whole point of this project was to just show people like Jesus is God, because in John 8:24, Jesus says, unless you believe that I am, you will die in your sins. And the I am title that he's taking on there is the name that God gave himself in Exodus chapter 3. Yeah. And so when Jesus says, if you don't believe that I am, he's saying, if you don't believe that I'm God, if I'm deity, if you don't believe that I'm equal to the Father, then you're not saved, basically. Yeah. And so I always stress that during evangelism, like, you have to know the person of Christ. You have to know that he's fully God and fully man. And so the whole PowerPoint is just based on the fact of Jesus being God and all of the evidence in the Bible that I can see to support that. And it's rounding out right now at about 92 slides.
Dang.
So I've like been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
And probably like almost 6 months or so.
Okay.
And I haven't been working on it like every day.
Yeah.
But just as I get time, and Abel's been helping me out. And then once we were working on it, he was like, we should make these into like QR codes. Like, we should put it on a card, and we should just have like a simple question, like, who is Jesus, QR code. And then that way anyone that scans it can go right to our PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And they can read all the evidence for the deity of Christ. Yeah. Whether or not they already believe in it and just want to see more of it, or if they're skeptical about it and they want a lot of evidence for it.
Yeah.
Well, then like there's 100 slides of the deity of Christ. So
yeah, and I know you handed me. I'll actually grab one now.
Yeah. I don't think I have any more in my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, we got these little. I'll let you
just
hold it up to your camera.
Yeah, just real simple. It just says, who is Jesus? And I didn't want it to be like some big fancy card of like, people are like, oh, okay, I know what this is about. Like, I see this all the time. And so I wanted it to just be like, very simple, and people like, oh, what's this weird card, with a QR code on it, and then spark their curiosity, and then boom, they scan it, and now in their phone they've got the PowerPoint, technically as many times as they want to use it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
And business cards and sometimes just physical things can be helpful with that too. Like a lot of the clothes I wear, like this shirt here, like just having showing Christ through what you wear can be helpful too. There's multiple ways to do it.
Yeah.
Like I got some new shorts from 3 Nails. It's similar to Whole Strength.
Yeah, I've heard of Full Strength. Yeah.
So it's 3 Nails is just another one of those like premium Christian gym wear brands.
Yeah.
And they're super sick.
I'll have to check them out because my one buddy at the gym wears a lot of Whole Strength stuff. But I've 3 Nails, you said?
3 Nails, yeah. They're a little bit more expensive, but specifically for me, just because like my legs and the way I'm built is just different.
Sure.
They worked really well for me, and
Nice.
I've never had any lined pants, so I really like that, and I like the colors because I like more like matte black, matte gray instead of like shinier ones. Yeah. So I really like those. And I also have like a bunch of hoodies. Like my one hoodie that I brought today is one of my favorites. Just cream, Jesus, simple. Yeah. That's it, and just portraying it, because there's many ways of doing ministry. Like I talked about when I was in England, the way they do it is they have a coffee shop. It's a ministry driven coffee shop. Nice. And especially in England, it's a very different way of evangelism. You can't just go up to someone and say, do you know who Jesus is? Yeah. Because it's a very passive culture. Yeah. So they talked about how it's relationship first. Always relationship first. Build that relationship. If you have a company, have a good product, good service, and then through that good product or service, it can spark the curiosity of the person, which will then lead to the conversation, which also puts it more in God's hands. It's like, oh, if God wants us to talk to this person, then he'll spark that curiosity within them. Yeah. And then we can do it. And that you already have that relationship, so they trust you. Mm-hmm. So it might be a longer process. Sure. But it could lead to a lot
definitely
of good.
Can be very effective for sure.
So that's through my vision of helping build up a bunch of creators at Cedarville and around, just Christian specific creators. Yeah. Like I want all of that wide range. Teachers, just teaching English, teaching math on YouTube, engineers talking about stuff, and then you have the Bible guys where they have the Bible studies. Just all the different ranges. It doesn't always have to be a Bible study. Sure. If you're a Christian, it can be through the way you act and whatever you do. For sure. They'll be like, this dude's pretty cool. Why is he like that? Yeah. Why is he so happy doing something that sucks or something like that? And it can spark the curiosity. So
that's great.
It's cool that there's many venues of doing that, or just entertainment, like the podcast. I hope to be entertaining for people and fun. Yep. And the videos that I make. So I hope then that can lead people to like those other people that are doing the Bible studies, or to whenever I talk about it, talk about Christ and the faith and the gospel. So
it reminds me of the verse like, overcome evil with good. And like in the same way that we were slaves of sin, and like that's all we could do. Yeah. Well, we should now be slaves of righteousness, and we could, how like we can be very creative in how we can sin. We should be more creative in how we could be righteous and do those good works and ministry, like you were saying. So
and there's just a lot more, obviously there's more secular creators out there, and there's a lot of consumption. It's a consumerism world, especially specifically America. So it's like we're consuming so much. Are we consuming more good or more bad? And there's just so much more bad. Yep. It's hard to consume good. So whenever you're creating, just creating in and of itself can be helpful. For sure. Like what's really cool is like some of the first words in the Bible. In the beginning, God created. Yeah. Like he's a creator, and if we're in his image, then we're all creators of something. Yeah. Whatever that is, whether it's kids, whether it's in your work, whether it's your products, we all create. And so I think that's just you're all called to it in different ways. So whether that's very basic, and just having a family. Like, you create a good family that goes out and does its own things.
Yeah.
Like, that's big. Talking with Jake, like, he's having a little baby in like a month, pretty much. So that's really exciting for him. Same for Jimmy. So just seeing how that will play out. Like, they're creating their own stuff and doing their own thing. So yeah, just trying to infiltrate and make our own culture and go into the culture and help that.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, you're just like, God instilled that into us, is to create and to do it for his glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, all right. Thank you for hopping on, man. I really enjoyed this. It's been fun conversations all of this morning. And I hope you guys check out Transcendent Ministries and what's your gym?
Unique Breed.
Unique Breed Gym. See the boys lift some weights.
Yeah.
What have you been sledding? You've been doing some insane weights on that.
Yeah, so my best sled push, I've been actually doing some pull now too, like sled pull.
Yeah.
But my best sled push was 1360. And
That's
well,
wild.
actually the problem is I want to try to beat that. I want to try to do like another plate, so it'd be like 1405 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the turf at the gym, like, actually is starting to like come up from the weight. And also I need to get better shoes, because once it gets to about like 1,000 pounds, my shoes will start to slip on the turf as I'm pushing. And so my one friend, he was kind of teasing me. He was like, dude, he's like, you need to come in here with a pair of cleats.
Yeah,
and you
honestly.
need to like just go for as much weight as you can with a pair of cleats, and like forget if the turf comes up a little bit, like just do it. And I'm like, maybe I will. But so 1360, and then I've been doing some like backwards sled pulling, and I haven't like went for like a max on it, but I've been working with like 800 or 900 pounds and just like trying to feel that out. So it's been going well.
Yeah, we built our gym recently back at our grandparents' basement, so that's been exciting.
Yeah, it looks nice. You got a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah, we just put up like a neon sign and some lights and stuff just to make it like a nice environment.
Yeah,
and it was awesome that our grandparents, because my grandparents are kind of they're doing the RV life, and they went to Alaska and all that.
Yeah.
So just giving us the opportunity to have that space with the Smith machine and just being, because like the closest gym for us is 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the closest good gym is honestly half an hour.
Yeah.
So it's like having one walking distance is really big.
Yeah. How far do they live from you?
At my house there, literally 500 yards back that road. Like whenever you turn down the driveway specifically to our house, if you just keep going back there, they're right there.
Oh, okay.
So like you can see it through the woods in the winter.
You could go there for a morning. I mean, anytime.
I usually walk there in the morning.
Yeah.
6:30, I'll walk there, work out, and walk back.
Nice.
Because I can play with like the dog as I walk back.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good.
Yeah. So that's what I'm excited at college too for that, because then it's like just, my roommate and I plan on going to the gym in the morning before classes and stuff, and being able to do that. And well, it'll be interesting like going to a public gym like at the school.
Yeah.
Because it can interact with people.
Sure.
While doing that, whereas at home it's more the grind. Get the workout done, get on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Which I like both.
Whenever I go to the gym at this point, it's like I mean, I've been going to the same gym for a while now, and so you know how I can get when we start talking. It's I'll see like a bunch of my buddies at the gym, and it starts out as just hey, but then it's like before I know it, it's like a 10-minute conversation with 5 different people, and I'm there for like 2 hours, and it's like, oh man, I've got other stuff to do, but it's all fun, you know.
Yeah, so it's a cool opportunity to see people in all the different places. Like some of the stuff you do, it's like, oh, I could do this at home, but it's also like sometimes you need those outlets to then have the opportunity to talk about something, and you never know what could happen with that.
But like you said, sometimes you need those like grinding, like I'm alone workouts where you're just focused.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to hit a PR or something. And
Not trying to talk, I'm trying to hit this.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for liking, viewing, subscribing, and all that. Please check out all of the socials and all of Isaiah's stuff here. It's really exciting. And stay tuned for more. Bye.